Hey Trab, what's going on? Uh, Pardon my attire. I just got out of the gym, so just figured I would get on here for a moment and explain to everybody kind of what's going on. So I'm in the middle of a rebrand, so to speak. Hence the title change on my YouTube channel from Cosmic Mystic to the Hermetic Masculine. So let me give you a little bit of background as to why I'm doing this and what's going on in my experience that prompted me to make this decision and move forward in a new direction. So if any of you guys that have been listening or watching my past videos over the past, I guess I started this channel in 2019, you know that I'd received a lot of downloads in the earlier phase of this channel. So I was basically just kind of using this channel as an opportunity to process and share the experiences that were coming through to me in a way that could be relatable for anybody else who is having similar experiences in terms of, going through a spiritual awakening. So as I continued down that path, I just got to a point where if you followed my channel at all, then you had noticed a point when I really kind of stopped posting explanation videos of experiences that I was having, because I had basically come to a point where I just didn't feel like words were necessary anymore. I was just like, they're just words, they're just perception, and in the grand scheme of things, they don't really mean anything. Well, then I kind of started transitioning into sharing my experiences through audible downloads that I was receiving. So through instrumentation, I was basically doing kind of sound healing or sound elixirs that were completely channeled through. So then you notice that phase of the channel, and now it's kind of moving into a new phase. So let me explain what's happening at this point. So last year, or I guess it would have been around November-ish of 2022, I was living in Sedona, and I had been really on the same path. Essentially, we're always on the same path, right? It's just ever evolving. But I was still really into the kind of the energy work and just the mystical aspect of everything. But I received a message from higher consciousness for me, and I didn't understand it. It took me about a year to really understand what it meant. But I received the message. It specifically said, it's not time to put down the sword. And at that point in my life, I was living a very passive life, a very balanced in my feminine and masculine, really, just kind of living the transient experience that a lot of people do in Sedona. And I didn't understand what that meant. And at first I interpreted that as, okay, get back on the, 3D experience and just ride that out, build some wealth so that there's more spiritual people who have wealth to be able to make the differences that we're trying to manifest in this material realm. But it's more than that. That's part of it, most definitely, but there's a lot more to it than that. So 2023 was a fucking shit show in my life. And to the point, and I think a lot of men, especially, people in general, but men especially, had a lot of pain come through, and were processing a lot, to the point where a lot of people took their lives, and I damn near did myself. I came close. And my cousin killed himself August of last year. Was a beautiful man, just one of the most selfless and incredible people that I've ever known. He was only 42 years old. So he took his own life, and a lot of people did. I know a lot of people who killed themselves last year. it was just something that was really coming through, particularly in the masculine, like I said. And it's just an energy. We have to understand that feminine and masculine are essentially just energies. It's not what we deem as gender. It's an energy. We'll get into that in further videos. I'm not going to dive into that right now. So, that being said, it was just kind of something that the collective was processing and experiencing, but particularly the masculine. So, it was a hard year, to put it very, very lightly, for me and for many men and people, as I said. The fall came around and I've been a student of Hermetic and alchemical teachings for a very long time, as you'll know, like I said, if you had watched my past videos, as I dived deeply into the alchemy, the art of alchemy, and not just spiritual alchemy, but practical alchemy as well, because as above, so below, they're one and the same. The practices are very similar, just on different planes or different levels. So last fall, it came through to me. Well, let me rewind again back to 2019. I met with a woman who was a member of a, what do they call it? A mystery school. And it's supposedly one of the most ancient mystery schools on the planet. And they say that it was actually the one founded by Thoth himself. Well, she took me through a guided meditation, and I had a very powerful experience, and I actually met Thoth, and he gave me a symbol. Again, I'm not going to get into details, but one of the things that I received in that experience was that I was supposed to be one of the men who helped guide the masculine into their divine, sacred power. And at the time, I was like, I don't know, that's not really for me. Well, last year, in the fall, I felt that come through very strongly, that I need to help guide and teach the masculine to hold firmly in their power in a way that is healthy and in correspondence with the feminine. But it's going to be kind of a long ride, because there's a lot to this, and there's a lot that, gosh, am I blocking the mic? Hope not. There's a lot that people need to understand that they don't currently understand, and I will tell you in advance that there will be a lot that triggers people, because a lot of the stuff that I've received is massively advanced, and there's very few people on the planet. I'm not saying this to boast. I'm saying this to explain what I'm going to share with everybody over the course of these videos, which is probably going to eventually become a podcast. There's a lot that's going to trigger people, because most humans aren't ready for the truth in its purest. And I'm talking about truth with an uppercase T, not your truth with a lowercase t, okay? Because we all have our truths, sure, I get that. But there is absolute truths that do exist, that this universe operates under the direction of. So some of the things may trigger some people, and many of you may not even be able to accept it yet. Because there are plenty of people on the spiritual path that still aren't ready to hear some of the things that I'm going to end up sharing over time, because it is very, very to the core, to the root, and those truths are very hard for a lot of people to swallow. So anyhow, I just wanted to kind of get on here and give a video explaining where I'm at, what I'm going to be doing, and just the transition and rebranding of this channel. And I think it's going to be really amazing. So I hope that you guys stick around. It is, men and women can participate in it. Like I said, you're going to have to kind of really empty your cup, or else just take it as a grain of salt, because a lot of the stuff that I'm going to end up sharing is going to be very hard for some people to handle. But that being said, I'm really excited about it. I'm looking forward to connecting with you guys again and sharing this information, and just moving through our continual and infinite evolution, and walking the path. So we'll talk soon. Much love, and have an amazing day.